Reward. All right, let's see who we got going on here this morning. On this Friday morning, it's early on a Friday morning. There you go. Hello. I see people. You can see I have my moderator here, and I was like, okay, where is everyone? All of a sudden, people started popping on, and my moderator is like, there you go. Good morning. This Friday morning. You know what? We're going to start this morning. Hello. We're going to start this morning. I will get to some readings and teach in cards and all that. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. Good morning. Thank you, Sissy, for sharing my live. I do want to say, Sissy, I haven't gotten to it. Hello, Miss Danny, but you are going to be next on my hit list. You know, I don't know if y'all have seen, but it's so hard to get going in the TikTok algorithm. And so how do you get going? You do it by people commenting and sharing your videos and doing all that stuff. So I have been, if people commenting on my videos, I've been responding with a video and giving them a card reading. Good morning, Janine. Sissy, you're next on my list. It's just been a very crazy day, and it will be a crazy day. It's just been a crazy week. I came back from vacation. You know, you roll right into, when you've been gone for 10 days, y'all know how work is. No one needs you until you're on vacation. And then everyone wants on your calendar. Like, there's only so many hours in a day. All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit this morning about ego. Dee was asking me questions about ego. So we're going to do a little teaching before we roll into some readings. So I'm going to give a hypothetical, and I'm going to change the details a little bit, but this is something that actually happened. So I had someone come to me, and they had been having a ton of anxiety. Their mother actually made the appointment for them, even though they were in their late 20s. Their mom made the appointment for me because something had happened, and they're having a ton of anxiety over it, and they can't sleep at night, right? So let's think about when you have this huge anxiety. Now, what happened to this gal wasn't something that, and this was part of the question, is people were discounting her. Like, why are you having so much anxiety over this? It's no big deal. For one thing, don't let people discount your anxiety. We all bring so many triggers and past life experiences into this life. Just because you're triggered by one thing doesn't mean your friend is going to be triggered by the same thing. We've all had different experiences, not only in this life, but in other lives. So this gal, thank y'all. And also you have to think about, there's something called what I call big T's and little T's. You have the big traumas. You know, you were at a site of a mass shooting. You have gone to war and seen your friends not make it out of that situation. You had someone force themselves on you in a sexual manner. I can't say the word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Those are what we call the big T's, those big traumas. Then we have the little T's. You lost a job. You were rear-ended, but it was just a minor accident. You were going through a very financially frugal time in your life, and you didn't know if you were going to have money to buy food. Though you did, you just were worried about it. So you have to think of all these little, you were bullied. A friend was talking to you about you behind your back. Those are what we call little T's, little traumas. Think of a little trauma as a little cut on your skin. 1, 2, 3, no big deal, right? 10 little cuts, no big deal. Let's think about now you're in your late 20s and you've had 1,000 little cuts. Now we have an issue, right? Because you've had all these little traumas build up. And then there's going to be that one trauma that you puts you over the edge. So what can you do about that? There's so many things. Matter of fact, I was just telling Dee, who's in my what's called my Divine Collective. The Divine Collective is a subscription program I have on my website, and we do teachings in that, and I do readings, and we do journal prompts, and there's a chat where people talk. for probably the next few months, maybe we're going to be talking about how do you get out of your ego? How do you handle those little traumas? Because those little traumas, the ones that we're talking about, we just cover them up because you know what we do as kind, loving, empathetic people? You think, you know what? I lost my job, but it's no big deal because my friend, her child has cancer. What am I complaining about? So we discount our feelings in a moment and don't then process the feelings. So you tap them down, tap them down, tap them down. Eventually you choke on them. So good morning, Miss Lorinda Carr. So good to see your beautiful face. I just saw your video. I should have posted something on that video, Miss Lorinda. You were just stunning. I just have to say, you're just a beautiful human. Okay. So that's what we're going to be teaching about in this, about how do you get rid of those traumas? How do you reside in the now and understand that what is going on in your life, to honor those feelings in those small traumatic moments. And let's talk about past lives. This person I was working with had a past life. I'm going to Oh, thanks, Lorna. This story I'm going to tell you, these are actual events. This person doesn't mind me using this story. Someone came to me and for a past life regression, and they've always had heart problems their entire life. They've had heart problems their entire life. So now they are about to have to have a pacemaker put in. Now, she didn't come to me to fix it. She's been to me several times. Solid client, has been to me for several different things, and she was just telling me about it. I was like, oh, all right, so went into this past life. Now I took her in. When I take you into a past life, when you come to me for a past life regression, first I just tell you a couple that you've been in, and then I take you through a guided meditation into a past life. So this guided meditation that I'd taken her into this past life, she died of heart problems, right? She's having heart problems in this life. She is about to have a pacemaker put in, and we bring up the past life where she passed from heart problems. Now, we cut the cord to that past life and we did some healing. And where she was having, at the time that I had talked to her, she was having these heart problems, and she had been having them many times a day for months. After this past life regression, cutting the cords and doing the healing, I talked to her about 3 weeks later, and in that 3-week time frame, it had happened 3 times. People underestimate the impact of what past lives have on us in this life. We bring some of that stuff with us. That's why, I know, Lorinda, isn't it true? Past life regression for healing is so phenomenal. So we underestimate not only what has happened to us in this life, but the things we bring in from other lives. And I've also had where clients they'll meet a significant other, and they will feel an instant connection to them, and they will mistake that instant connection for, oh, I'm supposed to be with this person, they're my soulmate, da da da. No, you're feeling that instant connection because you were together in a different life. Just because you recently did a quantum healing. I actually do have quantum healing on my website. I do quantum healings. Yes. Absolutely. I probably do quantum healings a little bit different. That was actual past life regression. Whenever I do a quantum healing on you, what you see when you come to me is you come to me and you will see me do this. And it looks like I'm sleeping. I'm not. What I'm doing is creating an energetic vibration to the other side and bring through the healing. I don't actually do the healing. I create the vibration in which the healing comes in from the other side. Danny, you think, you know what, I want you to, this is what happens. Yeah, that's what I do. I sit there and I bring in, now it matters who you go to. It matters who you go to whenever you are going to someone for a healing, because, so whenever there's someone I can think of that I heal frequently, they're extremely ill, and they themselves are a healer, right? So they have a very high vibration. So then you bring in my vibration, and according to where my vibration is and theirs, I could bring her to a high level. So according to how your vibration and the person you're working with, how high they can bring you up. It's like I was talking to someone I'm mentoring, and she was talking about how clear her readings are when she is sitting in front of me. Dee will talk about the same thing. Dee's looking at me like, yeah, because we've never talked about this, but I know what Dee is thinking. Because whenever you're with someone, they can take your energy up to a higher level. Dee's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. We've never talked about it, but I can see the recognition. No, the people I mentor, they're not in person, they're via Zoom, so I can take them to a higher level via Zoom. I have a group of ladies that I meditate with every morning, and so I had meditated at a different time because I was on vacation, so my meditation schedule was kind of off, and so I had healed her much earlier in the day than I had, and she's like, I could feel you. I could feel you healing me. Yeah, you can. All right. Let's get to business. Enough teaching, right? I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. We're going to start off this day with Miss Deanna, who did such a great job of sharing my live. I so appreciate you. All right, Miss Deanna, let's see what kind of cards we got going on for you this morning. Oh, all right, Miss Deanna. Okay, so, when the cards, tarot, are broken down into major and minor arcana. Now, it's different if you're reading oracle cards. This is the traditional, it's based on the traditional deck. The traditional deck is called the Rider-Waite deck. This is an angel deck, but it's based on the Rider-Waite deck. So, Miss Deanna, we have a bunch of wands and then a judgment card, which tells me so much. Wands are really about energy and action and motivation. The first one coming through is the 4. It's about you need to stabilize your energy. I was like, really? She needs to stabilize. And this is nothing because we all need to stabilize our energy at certain times, right? You need to stabilize your energy. I was like, really? Why? What's going on? There are some people, 3 of Wands is about people hanging out with you, who's in your energy, who is having access to your energy. There's some people who have an access to your energy who you need to, I know this is a judgment card and sometimes people think it's negative, but sometimes, I'm not talking about judging them, you're too heavy, you need to lose weight, whatever that is. You should have the ability to judge who is affecting your energy. Who is affecting your energy in a negative way, right? So, 4 of Wands, you need to bring stability to your energy. You need to look at who you're hanging out with and judge who is affecting your energy. Who do you need to put up boundaries with? And we're ending this with the Knight of Wands, which you see how he's on his horse. He's charging in a direction with confidence. You need to have confidence in your ability to put up healthy boundaries and protect your energy. Now, one thing I cannot stand is drama. You want me to put up a boundary with you? Bring some drama into my life, and that's what will happen. And not that I'm cutting people off, but I have recently found myself putting up some boundary with some people that I didn't really have that many boundaries with because they involved me in their drama. They took this little mountain, this little molehill, and blew it into this mountain. Look, my life is busy and hard enough. Do not bring any unneeded drama into my life. And that's what this is about. Who is bringing extra drama into your life, Deanna? Please feel confident in putting up boundaries. I'm not saying cut people off. I'm not saying to completely, cut them out of your life and no longer talk to them, but healthy boundaries. Just control how much access they have to you and how much access they have to your energy. All right, Miss Deanna, I hope that rang true. Miss Jen is next up because she's sharing my live like crazy. I so appreciate you, Miss Jen. Thank you, Danny. Thank you for sharing my live. We're just going to do a couple of card readings here, and then we'll get into, sorry, what is that? People are asking psychic questions, and we'll get into we'll start with Spirit-led today. How do y'all feel about that? All right, this is for Miss Jen. All right, Miss Jen. You are doing a great job, I'm hearing, of taking control of your life intuitively. You're really on a path and you don't realize it because I feel that you are you're feeling ungrounded. You're like, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the move? Am I am I headed in the right direction? I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live, and for my new followers, I so appreciate you. I always have a lot of stuff going on. For those of you who are new followers, tomorrow night via Zoom, I'm having a Demystifying Spirit event. And it is a free, it's like this, except it's via Zoom. You do have to go to my website and register. Christy Godwin Psychic Medium. It's under the events section. It's called Demystifying Spirit, because I tell you how I'm getting my information. I break readings down. And please invite your friends. Grab some wine, some popcorn. Come and enjoy the show. Okay. Jen, you're doing a really good job of getting control of your intuition and following it. But what I'm hearing is you've been doubting yourself. And how do I know that? Because we have the Ten of Wands here. The Wands is about your, again, energy, action, motivation. And it's about, it can mean different things. That's the reason you tap into cards intuitively. But you are really doing a good job of taking on your challenges as you're moving forward. I do see that this guy is laying down and he is not moving forward. But when I tap into it intuitively, you see this person up here just kind of watching over. I see you kind of leaving an older version of yourself in the past and moving forward with this new version. I absolutely love it. And the Justice card is next. The Justice is not always about you finding justice. This is about sometimes judging situations. Follow your intuition. You are leaving an older version of yourself behind. Not everyone is going to judge you on the new version of who you are, because they remember who you are in the past. All you can do in that situation is stand true to who you are in this moment. And that is true because the Page of Swords is youthful, new energy. You are this new person. You are not who you used to be. You are a new person, and hopefully we all are every single day. Our only hope for ourselves can be that we wake up a better version of ourselves than we were yesterday. Know that you are, Jen. You're doing a really good job. Stay true to who you are. You cannot help what other people's perception of you is, and there's no use. Whenever I say, there's no use in defending yourself, will I take time to talk to you a couple of times about a situation? Or if you have a certain belief about something that I'm doing, will I take the time to discuss it with you? Absolutely. But I'm not going to defend myself for over and over and over. If you have a certain belief, I've talked to you about it, you're not changing your belief system, I can't help that. All I can do is move forward in who I am, right? All right, I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Miss Sissy, I do want to remind you that you will be next on my list to make a video for a personal card reading. I don't know if it will be today because it is kind of a crazy day. Y'all know how it is whenever you've been on vacation. You come back and you're like, hit the ground running. And y'all know my moderator, right? Today's our anniversary, so we're both ending our days a little bit earlier. And I think we're just going to grill. We were just on vacation for 10 days. We don't need to go anywhere. We need to spend no more money. Y'all know how that is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I picked up my cards. I'm not doing that. I'm doing spirit-led. There is a gentleman standing here. This gentleman has dad energy. I'm hearing the name, dad energy. I'm making notes so I don't forget. I'm hearing the name Will or William around him. He's letting me know, okay. He was about 5'10", 5'11". He is letting me know, like he's patting his belly. I was like, really? Did you like food? He said, I liked beer. So he had a beer belly. And I'm not saying this guy was an alcoholic by any means. He had a good personality. He didn't take himself too seriously. He's like, nope, I'm owning it. I had a beer belly. This guy was always also someone who was constantly going. Constantly, it's my dad, Wayne, dad named Will. Huh. Okay, let's see if Miss Brittany can go live. All right, Miss Brittany, I'm going to ask you to go live. Let's see if she's going to come up. Oh, there she comes. Oh, wow. What is this? Oh, is she coming up? She's not connecting. She's coming up really different. Is it coming up different on your screen?
I don't see her.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's not connecting. She is just like, it's a big picture of her, but she's just, you know. All right, so I'm going to disconnect from Brittany because it is not letting her, I'm not seeing her. I'm not seeing her come up. It's just like she's trying to connect and trying to connect. So I will just read her without her on my screen. It is fun when people can go live, but when they can't, it's all right. All right, Miss Brittany. This gentleman, oh, I went little. You know what I saw on my screen was usually I'm big and people come in really little, but when she was coming in, we were side by side, both big, but she didn't connect. So, oh, she's trying to be my guest now. So let's see. Oh, hi, Brittany.
Hello, how are you?
Good. It worked.
Yes.
I don't know what was going on, but it worked this time. All right, now, Miss Brittany, you saying this is your dad?
Yes, as soon as you said that, I immediately got chills. I was actually helping my kids get some chocolate milk in the kitchen.
Oh, very good. Okay, so for everyone watching, let's talk about this a little bit. She said, oh, I got chills. Absolutely. Whenever you're talking to a medium or you're thinking something like, is that a spirit? And you get chills, it is absolutely a confirmation. All right. So your dad is talking, when I had disconnected from you because you weren't coming up, he said, tell her chin up, chin up. I was like, really? Chin up? Why chin up? He says you're going through one of those times in your life where you're feeling stuck, you're feeling like and not that you don't love your life. For everyone watching, I'm not saying that. You can still live your life and feel stuck and feel like you're in a Groundhog's Day and wondering if you're making a difference, asking yourself if you're on the right path. So does that resonate that you're having all those thoughts, Miss Brittany?
Yes. I'm at a point where I've stayed home with my kids for a while and I want to go back to work. Or school, and I don't know how to make that happen. And I just feel like my hands are tied in a situation.
Very good. So now when I was talking to your dad about, so for everyone watching and for Brittany, when spirits step up, they won't always tell you exactly what you need to do because there's so much free will. What they will do is give you information, data, and wisdom. And so that's where your dad is coming from it. And so all of a sudden, when I was talking to him, he made my heart chakra activate. And I was like, what are we doing that? And he pulled me forward. So that is just a sign, Brittany, that drop into your heart. Where is your heart pulling you? Is your heart pulling you towards school or is your heart pulling you towards going back to work?
I would say more work than school.
Very good. I was actually, and I don't know what you're going for school, but I will tell you, when I said that, I put the word work and school in my clairvoyance and work popped. And then school was right below it, which is telling me that it was being pulled towards work, but maybe going to school part-time for a while. And whenever I'm seeing, are you working at a college?
I used to teach college classes and I managed a college campus. And I just interviewed for a position at the public school yesterday across from me.
That's what that little school was. Because I was like, why am I saying, yeah. And so he showed me walking into the college campus that I used to teach on. And that's why I was like, oh. You know, Brittany, he's doing this right now. Like, this is a holding place for you. He is saying that where you go to work next is not going to be your favorite job. He's being very honest about that. But it's going to be a great holding place for you. It's what you need right now. You are first and foremost a mother, and you do not. Yes, do you want other things in life? Yes, but right now, and I'm hearing actually for the next 2 years, your kids really need you. They need you to be there to stabilize their life and to get them in a good routine. And your dad is saying you're going into when you have those days where you're like, why am I doing this? It's just a holding place for you for right now. All right.
Yeah, that's very interesting because I've been thinking about, I wish I could just talk to my dad about what I need to do because he's the person I always went to for, what I needed to do next. And it's just so interesting that this popped up. So
I love that you use the word interesting because Brittany knows. She's like, this is more than interesting. So everyone watching out, this is a divine intervention. Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
All right. Her dad did a really good job. I love that whenever, and he came up so clear. I wasn't sure if I was going to just choose someone to read or if I was going to bring someone up. And this dad stepped up and he was, sorry, I was reaching for my water and I accidentally hit y'all. Thank you, Angel. I hope it gives her peace also. I had a lady pop on my screen yesterday. And so if you want to do mentorship with me, you can go to my website and book a 20-minute free call. Just know the free call is not a free reading. It is to ask me questions about the mentorship and what is mentorship. So she popped on my screen. I don't always remember people's names, but I did remember her face. And I was like, oh, I do know you. I didn't recognize your name, but I know you. And I knew I had a booking with her before, but I couldn't remember what it was. And she said the most beautiful words that every time I hear, it makes me tear up. She's like, I've had one reading with you. And she said it was actually a past life regression, and you made such a huge difference in my life. And, my eyes, she said, I bet you hear that all the time. I can never hear that enough because as a medium who works so hard to continue learning, to continue helping people, those are the best words people can say to me. And yes, I do know, some people get, I do try to get people to have free access to me to a certain degree. We have lives. I have a free event tomorrow night. It's called Demystifying Spirit. It is on my website. You do have to register Christy Godwin Psychic Medium under events because you do have to get the Zoom link. And also I have a subscription program, which yes, you have to pay a monthly fee, but it's only $14.99. And you do have access to me through that. Do you get one-on-one readings? Sometimes, actually, but not as a general rule. All right. I'm hearing Aunt, and I'm hearing MA. I'm not sure if this is, I want to say Aunt Mabel, but it doesn't feel right. What feels right? What am I feeling? Aunt Mabel, Aunt Mary. It says MA, Aunt Mary Mabel, something like that. This lady is stepping up, and she was a large lady. She's owning that she was a large lady. Also, she always spoke her truth to the point that sometimes people in the family, mostly the men or the women in the family who weren't used to speaking their truth, would talk about her. She was rough around the edges. She was this, she was that. And she really wasn't. She was just a beautiful person who was not going to take any crap and was very good about speaking her truth. I mean, this lady, she's showing me that she was pretty large. Sometimes I call people fluffy, and this is part of her identifying process. And she's showing me getting up out of a chair, and even to get up out of the chair, she's rocking and having to do this. I mean, she was, and she always wore, of course, the big loose clothing. I'm not sure if it was related to her weight or just some of her health issues, but when she walked, she is showing me, she was until she got going. She's also showing me that she didn't really care. Not that she didn't care how she looked, but she didn't like makeup, and she wasn't into all that. With her, you got who you got. What a lot of people didn't realize about her, so you probably won't because I'm hearing aunt, so this must be someone's aunt on here, is that she was not born that way. She was made that way. She just had people stepping on her and taking advantage of her for so long. One day she was like, yeah, no, we are not doing this. She's showing me that the gentleman she was married to, and she even joked about it because she was a quite large woman and he was a smaller man. And so she's actually even laughing about that. All right, does this person fit anyone on here? Does this person belong to anyone? If they do, please put a yes in the comments. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I so appreciate you. I know, I hope her family is here too. I'm going to recap real quick. Y'all ready? I would say yes. So, Angel, you're saying yes that this is your person? Here, let's see if Angel can go live. I'd like to ask you to go live, Miss Angel. Let's see if she can do it. Invitation sent. Let's see, is the invitation going to be accepted?
So, yeah.
Hi, Angel.
Hi.
How are you? So is this, you're claiming this person to be your aunt?
I would say yes, because my aunt just recently passed away, and she was a little heavier. My uncle is skinny. She just recently passed away, probably about 3.5 weeks ago.
Oh, I was getting the number 3 for, okay. So now, Angel, what's this MA name around her?
M.A. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Is there a Mary Jo around her? Mary Jo?
My mother-in-law, her name is Mary, and then her last name is Ortiz.
Okay. So now this is your mother-in-law that you're talking about that's named Mary. But then the person in spirit is your aunt who they're not related here on earth, right?
Correct.
Okay, now I'm going to say that I think you already know this because you just feel like you're very spiritual and that you have done some studying. You understand how readings work. But for everyone else out there, if you come to me for a one-on-one reading, I do say let go of who you think might step up. Just because you were not connected to someone on earth doesn't mean once they pass, they're not connected. It also goes for once those people pass, anyone connected to Angel is going to be his spirit's concern, if that makes sense. Okay, so now what is going on with your mother-in-law? The second you said Mary is my mother-in-law, I started feeling a little bit concerned. Does she have some health issues going on?
She does. She recently hasn't been able to walk a certain distance, like from the bed to her bedroom door. She loses breath. It's just getting a little worse. So my fiance is actually going to be going down there in the next 2 weeks.
Very good. Now, so the second he said, oh, my mother-in-law is Mary, I was like, oh, this is going to be about, he's just the conduit right here. Your mother-in-law needs to find, and this is what your aunt is saying, she needs to find a different doctor. Now, when I'm talking, like, why is your aunt bringing that up? Because she said that some of her health concerns were discounted. Like everyone blamed everything on her weight. And there were actually some health issues that should have been addressed quicker and been taken more seriously with your aunt. I'm not sure if you're aware of that.
It was more of sorry, I'm getting like nervous and my heart's pounding like really fast because you saying that I ended up moving here to Pennsylvania. My grandmother and my aunt decided to change the scenery from Florida and move up here. And ever since they moved up here, my aunt started having, I guess, heart conditions. and she passed away from a massive heart attack. She never expressed it to anybody, but then out of nowhere recently, my grandma told me that your aunt always kind of mentioned it in a little way, but not in a big way because it looks like she didn't want people to worry.
So, he's just confirming for everyone watching what she came forward and said it was discounted. It was discounted. And everyone, I don't know, I know that your aunt was very, I am who I am, speaking her truth, but sometimes she was also a little bit, and she's letting me know that anytime she went to the doctors to complain about an ailment, they always blamed her weight. And she's admitting that yes, her weight was some of the issue, but she never felt supported in that space. I don't know if you knew that.
Wow. No,
She's
I don't know.
And so she's now, and that makes sense that she's now bringing forward this message for your mother-in-law for her to take control of her health and not be discounted. And she does need to find a new doctor. She is telling me that your fiance is just that your aunt is saying that your fiance is just the person to go down there and help because your fiance is a Spitfire.
Yes, he is. And he's very close with his mother.
Okay. So I know now, because I use the pronoun she. Is that his preferred pronoun?
No, he.
Okay. Is one of you in healthcare?
We both are. I'm actually currently working at the moment.
Okay, very good. I was like, why are they showing me? Because they were showing me a nurse's uniform, so I thought maybe that's why I had used the pronoun she. But no, she was showing me your aunt was showing me a nurse's uniform to signify that y'all were in healthcare. Now, she is saying, Angel, to go back to school. Is there something about where you are and what you do that if you got a little bit more schooling, you would make more money and have more decision-making power?
Oh my God. I actually start college on Tuesday, and I'm wanting to change my career from healthcare to an elementary school teacher. So I'm going for my bachelor's degree for elementary school.
Very good. I just got chills as you said that. I usually never, just so we're clear, I never encourage people to move from healthcare to something like teaching, just because usually people that are in healthcare, they're just burned out a little bit. They need to take a break. They need to change of scenery, but they should be in healthcare. But for you, I am absolutely feeling you have such a beautiful connection with those babies. And you're going to be a huge advocate for them.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Angel, for your time today. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Of course. You too. All right. So that was a lot of fun. So now for people who were just watching, the second, like he knew this was his aunt, like she had given him a knowing, but the name, I was getting this Mary name. So the second I was like, okay, who's MA? He's like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, no, there's an MA around here. I'm hearing like Mary Jo. And he's like, oh, that's my mother-in-law. And then the message was all about the mother-in-law. Spirits, because the mother belongs to Angel's fiance. So of course it's a concern for him. So just know that spirits will come through and they will give messages about people that they were not blood related to, but you care about. All right, I am going to head over to Instagram. My time on TikTok is done. Head over to Instagram. I will continue readings. And we will start on Instagram with Psychic because I did not get to Psychic on here. So I might do a card reading, just one card reading to kick us off so that people can start funneling in. But just know I'll be starting off with Psychic on the other side. I'll see you on Instagram.